Hello, everybody. Today we will talk about very crucial and important subject or issue. But the question from which point we should start from today's Trump event or from yesterday or decades back in history. You know, you are American, you know that the American dollar was as a metal or gold, a silver dollar or gold dollar. And after the First World War, there are certain powers united. You can call them the Masons, the Illuminati, the Zionists, the Cabal, whatever you want to call them. Those united to rule the world after the First World War. So there must be an arrangement to control the world. So the first step, how to steal the silver dollar and the gold dollars from the Americans. So it must be a way, they thought about it, and that is the Great Depression, economical depression. That took place in 1929, before the Second World War, in about 10 years. And then they prepared a villain who is part of Zionism, and he is from Austria, that's Adolf Hitler. To create that war so they can control the world afterwards. So at the era of Mr. Roosevelt, the first thing did in 1929 to 1930, 35, 30, 33, till about the beginning of 1938, 1 year prior to the Second World War. And then they initiated the Second World War to get the benefit out of it. So a matter of fact, the so-called the Great Depression, the Great Recession, it was orchestrated. It was created. You see, the money monopoly in Wall Street started after the New York gangs were eliminated. That's about the 1905, 1907. And there are the ones who created Wall Street. There are about 10 Jewish families. We are not talking about puppets or muppets, such as Rockefeller, such as Rothschild, Morgan, Goldsmith, Stein, Lehman, later on. We are talking about the weights who created the later on monster to control the world. As Mr. Kissinger said once, and I quote, who own who owns the money owns the world. This is their theory. He was one of them. He was one of the advanced of the cabal. Anyway, after the world, so Europe came after the world, the Second World War wrecked, totally collapsed economically. So United States at that time. So in July 1944 in Bretton Woods. It's a small, it's not a county, it's a city in the United States. They gathered the head of this combination, the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the Zionist organization, and the cabal. As a matter of fact, really, this is not started after the First World War. No, it's started in 1898. The Zionist Conference or Forum. This is one of hidden or secretive files or archive didn't came out to light till now. This is one of the things decided for. Anyway, in 1944, July, 44 nations gathered in the conference of Bretton Woods and came out of a certain conclusive issues. The first thing, the dollar must be combined by gold. The value of the dollar must be combined by gold, which is the same dollars Mr. Roosevelt took the silver dollar, gold dollars, and changed it into paper dollars. The coin, the silver, the gold, change it into this same dollars. Now they attach it to the gold. The value of the dollar is the value of the gold. You can see what I mean. The same people who said, no, there will be no silver dollar, there will be no silver gold dollar, there will be a printed dollar. And they took it by force from the American people. You know that. You are an American. This is one of the issues. The second issue is the formation or the foundation of the International Monetary Fund, also the World Bank, run by Rockefeller, and the other one run the World Bank, is still running by Rockefeller. And the IMF still running, but it's almost ended now, by Rothschild. That's why I said they are just a muppet or a puppet show. So they created the monster, the octopus, called the Big Three, to control everything in the world, not in United States or in Britain or anywhere. Every bits and pieces are controlled by the octopus of the three: Blackrock, Vanguard, and State Street. The so-called the three circle, United Circles. This circle, no one knows or knew who are behind all these. Out of the Masons, Freemasons, and Zionists, and so-called Illuminati, Cabal, they created a secretive so-called the Deep Blue State. In the United States and in Great Britain. That's why they forced Sir Winston Churchill, before the end of the Second World War, to step down and the American head of this combination took over the military. So we said first is the attachment of dollar to the gold, which at the beginning they said it's no use, we will not let you have silver dollar or gold dollar. Then creating the IMF and also the World Bank to control everything in the world. So as a matter of fact, there is no big power, United States, or as they thought, Great Britain, or China, or Russia, or anybody. They are all tied to one string in the hand of the Big Three. They were the creator of wars, the creator of famines, the creators of diseases, epidemics. They are creating the destructive weapons of mass destruction. They created the Gulf War between Iran and Iraq. They created Vietnam War, Korean War. They created the Ukraine Russian war. They brought the Dems with the radical leftists. Actually, they dismantled the Democratic Party and they created a monstrous type of party, radical leftist, socialist, Marxist, communist, to destroy all the values, all the tradition, all the religions, to make the so-called world of one gender. There are no two genders, or two races, or two man and woman. They were damn sure that the Hindu woman will run for. I want the American to realize one thing, and you must be clever. It is not a matter of they knew very well that Biden, he isn't that uncontrollable mind. No, they knew he's it's nothing new. He's all right for his age. But they wanted to bring the Hindu woman, Kamala Harris. They didn't need to have a primary conference of DNC and then they will choose. No, it's already chosen by them, by the big three. And they did alienate Mr. Trump. And there was no way, according to their vision, there was no way, not at all, that Mr. Trump can win. And they who sent, or they thought that they sent Mr. Elon Musk to be with Trump, because Tesla assets, the old one, the old asset, X space and everything in their hand. That's what they thought. But they were shocked, really shocked, when they realize that there is another power completely overcoming their power. How and when, they don't know. They were this sure. There isn't such power can defeat them, but suddenly they realize that there is an ultimate power controlling everything. They are not completely got out of the shock. They are still in the shock. But that's what we want them to keep inside that shock. That's what we plan to make them inside the quarter we built for them. Imprison them. This is why nobody can touch Iran. Nobody can touch Houthis. Nobody can touch the proxies of Iran's proxies in Yemen, in Iraq, in Iran, in Syria, in Lebanon. That's why the thing they didn't realize, especially for the Zionists and the Kabbalah, that the Israeli government got loose. That's why they initiate the hatred for all the Jews around the world, from every country in the world. We want them to think. We want to confine them in a certain cube. For those who saw the Cube serial films or series of Cube films, so they at the end must need, and they need, in spite of certain kicking, struggling, but they are needed for us, the royalists, English royalists. That's why they change. They forced to change. Queen Elizabeth II, a great queen, and brought this. I don't know what can one call them. Anyway, those the same ones let go for all what happened in 2011, the so-called the Arabian Spring, freedom, democracy, the invasion of Iraq. As a matter of fact, they didn't calculate it rationally because they have this arrogant type of personality. They are before God, and there will be no God but them. Always arrogance blinded the sight and the mind and the eyes of all over arrogance. People, it will easy for those who are planning when they see that there is an extra over arrogance. So it will be easy for those who are planning, royalist English, to bend them, to break them. And that's what are we doing. The thing they don't know about it, and we will give them a hint for it, and we will surprise them in the coming days, weeks, months. Their era is ending. Their three cooperative companies controlling 88% of all American assets. That's what they think. And the world, they are having Apple, China industry, Tesla, Microsoft, food industry, pharmaceutical industry such as Pfizer. They created the destructive vaccines. Their first mistake started with the invasion of Iraq. Because in Iraq, in Basra, is the center of the royalist, English royalist knights. They can't beat or defeat our institution. You look for me. I am the only one who can everybody see. But the rest 14, they are just shadow or ghosts. As a jelly form, as a thin air. You can't touch the air, you can't clinch the air. Nobody knows who are the other 14 English royalist knights. Made this entrapment, this sting for those who thought they are the goddess of earth. There is no such as God but them. That's the difference between us and them. They thought they are gods. We think God, our Almighty God, worship Him. He gave us the ultimate power. No one on earth can defeat us. As Mr. Kissinger said, who owned the money on the world, we own their money now. We own all the money and the gold around the world. They don't know. One day they will wake up soon. There will be no MF. There will be no World Bank. There will be no printed dollar. They can't destroy the gold because the gold we have. They don't have gold now in Fort Knox. I challenge them if they show the gold they have in Fort Knox, or at least a glimmer of it, because there is nothing. They left over with only printing machine, printing useless, price $0 notes. As for Elon Musk, I will tell them, and they will be shocked. Now, the royalist English, one of the stinging bin in their so-called body is Elon Musk. They don't know how, where, and when Elon Musk supported by the English Royalist Party. They want to take Tesla, they can't take it. Because they don't own Tesla now. They don't own Boeing. They don't own Lockheed Martin. They don't own the media. They don't own anything. It's all changed. It's all transferred. They have nothing to fight with. And they will realize, and they started to realize that when started their companies, side companies, big names, Rockefeller, Morgan, Goldstein, Lehman, Rothschild, all gone. The biggest thing, it will be in China and in United States. They thought when they bring this man called Charles that they dismantle Great Britain. They are very naive, so naive. Do really you think that you can dismantle Great Britain? Really? Oh my God, how stupid are you? When we told you that Mr. Trump untouchable, we meant it. When we made you kneel, you kneel. It is a game over time for you. This world, as it is, always ruled by the house of angels or the other name, the English Royalist Institution. The other name is the Global Sacred Conservative Institute. It's time for your table to be turned over your head. And it's already started. So you can't touch Elon Musk. I dare you, if you can touch a hair of, think to touch a hair in Elon Musk body, or Trump, or Trump. We will see. We are the gentlemen in black. We are the king's men. We are the savior of the crown of God, the kingdom of David, Solomon, and the kingdom of the angel Great Britain. You can't do anything. Simple as that. So, Mr. Trump, don't take any notice for those the deep blue states and the three big or the big three. It's all over. The first entrapment for you to be sting, it was the invasion of Iraq. After you created the illusion of 9/11. We let you to create that to slip your feet by the stupid George Bush, the George Bush, the father and the son, or Clinton, or Obama, or Cheney. Believe me, you will cry it high soon. I never say anything just for the sake of saying. You see me laugh? Yeah, I'm a serious man. This serious man. You tried several times to pressure me. But I'm a knight at the end of the day, an English royalist knight, father, grandfather, grandfather to King Alfred the Great. No matter where are we, in Great Britain, in America, in Iraq, in the Middle East, in Greece, in United States, which we call it today not United America. We are the same. My grandfather was controlling everything in the Middle East since 1881. He's the cousin of Queen Victoria. And Her Majesty Queen Victoria sent him to be the one responsible for Middle East to Basra, Iraq. Your big mistake is the invasion of Iraq. Your fatal mistake, which we pushed you for. And still you think you can do something. I'm talking not to the big three, the ones behind. The deep blue state as they call it. I'm not Trump. I'm not Elon Musk. I'm what I am. And I'm proud to be what I am. I am English royalist knight. Father to son, since King Alfred the Great. Dynasty of Essex. So at the end of the day, we are preparing a big arena of the world, and you can't do anything. Thank all those sharing this broadcast. God bless the British Empire, the greatest empire of all greatest empires, all over the history. God bless United America and the American nation. And one thing I can tell our friends, cousins, fellows Americans, the dark days of this dark, deep blue state those dark days have been ended. God bless you, President Trump. Be sure, Mr. Elon Musk, we will be with you. We know that you are uncomfortable, but after all, a big job needs big, gigantic men. Isn't that true, Mr. Elon? God bless you all. We will be with you tomorrow. God will. Good night, and be sure, American cousins, friends, and fellows, the tomorrow nice sun is shining over all the landmark of United America. God bless you.